Hi, my name is Soren Aldaco, and I'll be testifying neutral on HB 1686 as someone who experiences gender dysphoria and who has found peace outside of medicalization. I believe that children deserve better than plastic surgery and hormones, but this legislature needs to prove to families that there is a path forward through expanded access and funding for mindfulness-based therapy programs. As contradictory as it sounds, I fit the definitions of both trans and detransitioned. I began social transition at age 11, started testosterone and estrogen blockers at age 17, and by age 19, I had undergone a double mastectomy. Massive complications did not elude me, however, and I was gaslit, then ghosted by my medical providers after demonstrating weeks of concern. Emotionally vulnerable and with zero pain meds, I spent 8 hours in an ER bed alone before they cut my scars back open, sewed drains in, and aggressively expressed over 3 cups of blood from my raw chest cavity. This got me thinking, why do we uphold material solutions as the end-all be-all treatment for distress that's mostly mental? What could I do to conquer this beast while accepting that my greatest fear, my female body, was just as much a part of me? Less than 6 months later, I stopped hormone replacement therapy and began what I like to call a process of reclamation. Material solutions pushed me deeper into my ego, so I became determined to integrate with the world around me. I questioned my conceptualization of manhood and womanhood in the context of sexism and pain, and I learned how we develop our sense of identity through comparison to other people, role models. So in thinking of my 10-year-old sister and what kind of other I wanted to be for her, I realized that I needed to find an alternative way of addressing my gender dysphoria, one which didn't posit my body as wrong or my negative feelings as triumphant. I achieved part of this through self-compassion, which, according to research done by Kristen Neff, involves 3 key components. 1, mindfulness, or the practice of accepting negative thoughts and emotions, like gender dysphoria, for what they are. Common humanity, or the practice of recognizing that all humans are imperfect and prone to pain. And self-kindness, or the practice of extending grace to oneself always, especially when it's hard. Our handling of gender dysphoria is not an exception to this nation's mental health crisis. In fact, the gender-affirming care I experienced in adolescence was an elaborate placebo that allowed me to identify outside a lifetime of neurodivergence, trauma, and gender nonconformity. I was no longer a loud, butch, autistic weird girl. I was a cool, happy-go-lucky lad. Kids need affirmation. That much is true, but how you affirm them matters. And if this bill is to move forward, we have to ensure that there are mechanisms in place to support self-expression, resilience, and healing. Not everyone who transitions experiences gender dysphoria, and not everyone who experiences gender dysphoria transitions. Just know that right now, best practice is code for only practice, and accountability for a medical system that prioritizes ease and conformity over health. It's the first step towards developing care that actually systematically works. And by the way, I'm from Texas, born in Texas, and this is happening in Texas.